Good afternoon, everyone. We will start this session within 5 minutes. Thank you so much, guys, for joining today's session. Good afternoon, everyone. A very, very warm welcome to Arithmetic Payroll and HRMS series. I hope that everybody is safe and healthy with their loved ones and families in this COVID-19 situation. Myself, Sonia Lalwani, and it's my pleasure to welcome all you once again on this series. So our today's topic is related to PF and ESIC's update. So our today's agenda would be to have the deep insights of, deep insights related to PF and ESIC. We will have uh, case study related to these kind of updates, and we will also see how to configure those things into our solution. So in today's session, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. R.K. Sir, Mr. Ramakrishnan Rao, who is a consultant for Orange Technolabs, and Mr. Umang Patel, who is working here since more than 4 years. So let's just start the session. The session may take few, or I can say a little time long than actual. So I'm not just wasting this time. I'm requesting Mr. R.K. Rao sir to please take the session and start the session. R.K. sir, over to you.
Hello, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Sonia. Thanks for the welcome. And first of all, I would really like to thank Orange Technolabs for providing this opportunity me, wherein I can share few of the my knowledge with all of you as far as the PF and ESI is concerned. Okay, so rather than not taking more of your time, I'm starting the session. I hope it's visible, Sonia. Hello.
Yes, actually your screen is visible.
My screen is visible, na? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So the purpose of today's session is to provide an insight about PF and ESI details in regard to the payroll and monthly challan filing. Because when we say PF and ESI, there are many details that can be shared, and the kind of time what we have planned. So we thought it's better that we limit ourselves to the basic requirements of the PF and ESI in terms of the monthly payroll and the monthly challan file. Okay, now basically when we talk about PF and ESI, PF and ESI are a part of the social security steps that have been taken by the government. Okay, PF is basically a retirement benefit where the government has planned for the employees that post retirement they should get some kind of corpus in their hand based on which they can plan their retirement and they can have a steady life post retirement. And ESI is basically a healthcare benefit wherein government provides to the employees and their families all the healthcare facilities. You can say although it's not a free of cost, but then a small amount is being charged to the employees and employers, but all the types of medical benefits, irrespective of any kind of upper limit, is provided to employees and employees' families. Okay, so let's start with PF, Provident Fund. So PF is basically a retirement benefit what the government has planned for the employees. So first part is applicability. To whom PF is applicable? PF is I am just sharing the entire index, the contents what we will be covering in today's session. That is applicability, contribution, PF wages, PF deduction, PF contributions, examples, and overview of PF challan. These are the details what we will be sharing in today's session. Yes, coming to applicability. So PF is applicable to the organizations that have 20 or more employees. Okay. So if any organization, when their employee count reaches to 20, it becomes mandatory for the organization to take PF code. However, organizations can take the PF code even if their employee strength is less than 20 also. Less than 20, it is voluntary, but 20 and above 20, it is a compulsory. It will be mandatory for the organizations to take PF. Contributions. So the contributions what is done by employees to PF fund is 12% on PF wages. Okay. So many of you might be thinking, okay, what is PF wages? That is not, like we had heard about basic or basic and DA kind of a thing, but then I will come what exactly PF wages is. Okay. And for employers, see, normally there is you can say as good as it is a myth that employers also pay 12%. On the contrary, employers don't pay 12%. Employers pay 13% on PF wages. So how it is 13%? Those things I will share as we proceed. So remember well that employees contribution will be 12% and employers contribution will be 13%. Okay. Now coming to PF wages. So earlier PF was being deducted on basic plus DA plus VDA. Okay. But then last year there was been a circular, there was been a notification from the Supreme Court wherein PF wages was considered as PF, like the gross salary will be considered as PF wages. So post the notification given by the Supreme Court, the judgment given by the Supreme Court, PF has been started to be deducted on the gross salary. Now what all will be included in gross salary? Like it's not necessary that each and every component that is mentioned in gross salary will be included for considering as for PF deduction. PF wages is comprised of basic, DA, VDA, special allowance, conveyance. There might be some heads like other allowance. Okay, those kind of heads will be get covered on which PF needs to be deducted. And the components like HRA, washing allowance, meal allowance, reimbursements, on those components PF will not get deducted. Coming to PF deduction. As we discussed that PF deduction, there are two types of deduction. One is from the employee's perspective and another is from the employer's perspective. Now that becomes the contribution. Now when it comes for deduction part, now on which amount the PF needs to be deducted? PF can be deducted on actual gross. Now actual gross is something that will comprise of the components what we discussed in this earlier slide. Okay. So let's say if we there is an employee who is getting basic, HRA, conveyance, special allowance, meal allowance, then HRA and meal allowance will not be considered for calculation of gross salary, or you can say PF wages. Okay. So when we say actual gross, then actual gross, there is no upper limit for deducting PF wages on actual gross. For deducting PF on PF wages. There is no upper limit for PF wages, or you can say the gross amount also. Okay. So it can be 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, or beyond 1 lakh also. There is no upper limit mentioned by the PF authorities. However, there is one more option wherein the organizations can choose that they will go with a fixed upper limit. Now, what is a fixed upper limit? Fixed upper limit is such that the PF deduction will be done considering the ceiling of 15,000. Okay. So if any employees whose PF wages, monthly PF wages crosses 15,000, let's say if it is 20,000, 25, 50,000, then also his PF will be deducted on 15,000 only. Okay. So now it goes with the organization that for which option they would opt for. They would like to go for actual gross, or they would like to go for a fixed upper limit option. Because whatever the option they select, the deduction from the employee side and employee side will be the same. Okay. It can't happen that employer will start deducting on actual gross and employees will get deduct on fixed upper limit. Those things is not possible. If it is actual gross, then employee share and employer share will get deducted as per actual gross method. And if the organization opts for fixed upper limit option, then the employee share and employer share, they will deduct the PF considering the upper ceiling limit of 15,000. Okay. Now, as we talk about the contribution, employee shares entire 12%, it goes to the employee's PF account. Okay. And then what comes is the employer's share. When it comes for the employer's share, there is a separate bifurcation that has been given for the employer's share. What is employer share? The employer share out of 13%, 8.33%, it will go to pension. Okay. Wherein the upper limit will be 1250. So the pension limit can't go beyond 1250. The employer share, the pension limit, whatever the option the organization chooses, contribution to pension fund will be 1250 only. (3.67%). That is that will go to employee PF account. Now, what is employee PF account? This is the employee PF account. Okay, so 3.67% of employer shares will go to employee PF account. Then comes 0.5% will be PF admin charges. Okay, now this PF admin charges will be calculated on total PF wages. And rest 0.5% is EDLI charges. Now, what is EDLI? EDLI is Employee Deposit Link Insurance. That is, all the members who are covered under PF, they get covered under an insurance scheme also. And this insurance scheme, like for an instance, if an employee expires during the job, then the family members, the nominee of that deceased employee, will get the insurance amount. Okay. Normally, currently the insurance amount that is covered in under EDLI is 3 lakhs. Okay. So let's move ahead. Now let's see an example. Okay. Now this example, this is an option wherein we are selecting the first option, that is the company is choosing the option to deposit, to deduct PF on actual gross. Okay. Now the PF wages, let's say of Mr. X is 20,000. Now how the PF will get deducted and how much amount of PF amount will get deposited under each head, that part will be shared. Employee. So we deduct, we discussed that 12% of employee share, which will be 2,400. 12% of 20,000 will be 2,400. It will go straight way to employee PF account. Okay. And now employer's share. Now when it comes for the employer share, we told that 8.33%, that is 1250. That is the ceiling amount for the pension is 15,000. Okay. So of that 15,000, as per 15,000, 8.33% will become 1250. So 1250 will go to the pension fund. Now what is the balance amount? Balance amount is this 2,400 minus 1250. Okay. So 2,400 minus 1250 will be more than 3.67%. Okay. Why more than 3.67%? Because the pension, in pension we had created the upper limit of 15,000. So as per upper limit, it is 1250 is fixed. So we can't contribute more than 1250 towards pension account. So the difference between 2,400 and the pension amount, that will be considered as employer's share. So here the employer share will be 1150. So this 1150 will go to employee's PF account only. Okay, so that is this 2,400 plus 1150. This both amount will get credited into one single account, that is called employee's provident fund account. Then what comes is 0.5% admin charges. So 0.5% of 20,000, it comes 100 rupees. And then EDLI charges, that also comes 100 rupees. Okay. So this way, the calculation for each employee is done and the consolidated figure is calculated. So this was one example what we saw. Now let's move to the another example. That is where the PF wage, wherein is considered to like it will be deducted considering the upper ceiling of 15,000. Okay. So if an organization is considering that the PF upper ceiling limit is 15,000, then how the deductions will happen? Employee share, it will be 1,800 rupees. Employer share, 8.33%, that is pension. So 1250 will go to the pension fund. 3.67%. So 3.67% of 15,000 will become 550, or you can say 1,800 minus 1250, which is again 550. That will go to employee provident fund account, employees PF account, EPF account, which is popularly known as EPF account. 0.5% of PF admin charges, that comes to 75. And another 0.5% will be EDLI charges, again, which is 75 rupees. Okay. So I hope the details that are being shared till now are clear with everyone. Okay. So Sonia, I request let's the participants can ask if they have any queries what we had discussed till now.
Yes, definitely, sir. We have a few audience who wants to ask the question. So I'm taking few of the questions right now.
Okay.
So the question is, from their employer can select upper limit of PF contribution on gross.
See, that is what the employees normally go as a selection, and normally they decide what kind of the share they have to, what is the amount comes. Because if you see, normally in today's scenario, all the organization work on the CTC concept. Okay, if the PF is deducted considering the gross wages, the PF amount from employer's side and employee side, on both sides, the amount will become like it will become a very high amount, and ultimately the take home salary will get affected. And if they want to make the take home salary to be on a higher side, then they normally go considering the PF wage limit of the upper ceiling of 15,000. But from the last year, many organizations have changed their option from gross salary to 15,000, because the government has changed their norms, making the PF deduction from basic DA to gross wages. And when it comes for the gross wages, the PF contribution goes to a very sizable amount. And when it becomes a very big sizable amount, then definitely the take home salary of all employees are getting highly affected, adversely affected. That's the reason many organizations have shifted themselves from gross wage limit to the ceiling limit of 15,000. Yes, Sonia, are there any other questions?
Yeah, we have a few more questions. So the next question is, 0.5% is calculated on what basis?
See, 0.5% is that is the figure that has been decided by the government, and that will be calculated on PF wages. So as I told you that PF wage of one employee is 20,000, then the PF wages of, let's say 100 employees are working in an organization, then the PF wages of each employee will be calculated. And let's say if the total comes to 10 lakhs rupees, then 8.33%, 0.5%, everything will get deducted, calculated on that 10 lakhs rupees. But how that 10 lakhs comes is the calculation of each and every individual employees. For each and every individual employees, this kind of calculation is done, and then the total of each individual employees is being done, and the consolidated figure is being deposited as the entire PF.
Okay. Can we just move to next question?
Yeah. Sonia, let's do
So
one thing.
Ji.
Oh, okay, fine. Let's take one more question, and then we will proceed with this session, and then we will take up other questions also.
Okay. So the last question is that can you please explain once about admin charges
EDI.
and EDI?
See, admin charges is that is a particular charges what the government is levying on the employers, because the government have also like they have to do work, the paperwork, for which they are levying a particular admin charges to the employers. Okay, and EDLI is basically to cover the employees under the insurance part, so that insurance coverage can be given to the employees. So if any employees expires, then their the employer or their family members will get the insurance.
Okay.
Fine. So, now I would request Umang, whatever we had shared till now as a part of this presentation, I request you to show how all these things can be taken care through Orange software.
Definitely, I was also coming on that part only. So rest of the questions we will take after having the software walkthrough. So let's just take the session with the walkthrough, and over to you, Umang.
I think, Sonia, you may have to change the screen rights.
Just give us a second.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Umang.
पहले तो हमारे जो आरके सर ने बताया वो थियरी था, वो हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर में कैसे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना है वो मैं आपको बताने चाह रहा हूँ। पहले तो कैसे पीएफ और ईएसआईसी हमारे में एप्लीकेबल करना है। तो पहले तो कंट्रोल पैनल में कन्फी इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसमें आपके कंपनी के रिलेटेड नेम एड्रेस वो सब आएगा। यहाँ पे पीएफ एप्लीकेबल, ईएसआईसी एप्लीकेबल, यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करोगे। बाद में आपको पीएफ और ईएसआईसी शो होगा, आपका पीएफ नंबर कंपनी का, ईएसआईसी नंबर यहाँ पे फिलअप करना होगा। उसके बाद कंट्रोल पैनल में कंपनी जनरल सेटिंग, जैसे कि यहाँ पे आपने जो ब्रांच बनाई होगी वो यहाँ पे बाइंड होगी। मैं एक ब्रांच ले लेता हूँ, उसमें यहाँ पे आपको होगा इंक्लूड वीक ऑफ। यहाँ पे आपको यहाँ पे कौन सी पॉलिसी आपको असाइन करनी, जैसे कि हम पीएफ और ईएसआईसी के लिए बात, तो आप यहाँ पे पीएफ पे टिक मार्क करोगे, बाद में ईएसआईसी पे टिक मार्क करोगे। जैसे आप टिक मार्क करोगे ऐसे यहाँ पे उसका नाम यहाँ पे शो होगा, जैसे कि पीएफ लिमिट, जैसे कि एम्प्लॉय शेयर कंट्रीब्यूशन यहाँ पे 12%। यहाँ पे जो आपने जो पॉलिसी समझ यहाँ पे दिखाया वो यहाँ पे आपको इंसर्ट वन टाइम करना पड़ेगा। जैसे कि शेयर कंट्रीब्यूशन कितने परसेंट, 12% है, पीएफ मैक्सिमम लिमिट कितनी है, एम्प्लॉय शेयर कंट्रीब्यूशन अकाउंट 10 नंबर में क्या आएगा, पीएफ अकाउंट नंबर 21 ईडीएलआई चार्जेस कितना है, पीएफ अकाउंट नंबर 2 एडमिन चार्ज कितना है, अकाउंट नंबर 22 में कितना है, और आपकी कंपनी में फुल पीएफ है, आप यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करके सेव फिनिश पे करोगे तो आपको पीएफ का यहाँ से सिर्फ कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना पड़ेगा। अकाउंट एडमिन चार्ज कितना है, शेयर कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है, मैक्सिमम लिमिट कितनी है। ओके, उसके बाद हमको एक दो अलाउंस बनाना पड़ेगा, एक एम्प्लॉयर का, एक एम्प्लॉय का। वो हम मास्टर में जाके कंपनी सेक्शन में अलाउंस डिडक्शन मास्टर, मैंने यहाँ बनाया, पहले बताओ कंपनी पीएफ, यहाँ पे नेम उसका शॉर्ट नाम, यहाँ पे सैलरी रहेगा, कैलकुलेशन ऑलवेज बेसिक पे ही होगा कंपनी पीएफ का, ठीक है। फिर डीएफ आईडी कंपनी पीएफ पे टिक मार्क करोगे, फिर यहाँ पे परसेंटेज, आप कंपनी के कितने परसेंटेज, सॉरी हाँ ठीक है, फिर यहाँ पे परसेंटेज करोगे, फिर यहाँ पे 12% है, वो यहाँ पे ग्रेड वाइज आप परसेंटेज असाइन कर सकते हो। फिर यहाँ पे मोड सेटिंग में एक्टिव, यहाँ पे नॉट डिफरेंस सैलरी आएगी, क्योंकि कंपनी का सैलरी में हम नहीं देखते हैं, पार्ट ऑफ सिटी से आएगा, उसे टीडीएस में इफेक्ट करना है तो आप टीडीएस पे भी टिक मार्क कर सकते हो। ये हुआ कंपनी का पीएफ। फिर आता है एम्प्लॉय का पीएफ। एम्प्लॉय का पीएफ यहाँ से आप बेसिक पे सिलेक्ट करोगे, जैसे हमने कंपनी का बनाया था वैसा ही। फिर यहाँ पे परसेंटेज टिक करोगे, यहाँ पे सिर्फ इतना ही है, मोड सेटिंग में एक्टिव पे टिक मार्क करना है, नॉन डिफरेंस सैलरी पे अनटिक ही रखना है, बिकॉज ये हम सैलरी में एम्प्लॉय को देने वाले हैं, एम्प्लॉय पीएफ। ठीक है, इसलिए बाद में ये हो जाने ये अलाउंस कन्फिग हो जाने के बाद हम एम्प्लॉय को असाइन करेंगे। जैसे कि एम्प्लॉय मास्टर में जैसे यहाँ पे युवराज सी पंचाल है, उसको मैं अलाउंसेस असाइन करता हूँ। यहाँ पे अलाउंस में, यहाँ पे आप जब भी क्रिएट करोगे एम्प्लॉय तो आप यहाँ पे पूछेगा आपको फुल पीएफ करना है, कंपनी का फुल पीएफ करना है, तो आप यहाँ से टिक मार्क करोगे तो उसका फुल पीएफ डिडक्ट होगा। फिर यहाँ पे आपका अलाउंस यहाँ पे आएगा, कंपनी पीएफ जो हमने क्रिएट किया है वो कंपनी पीएफ है, एम्प्लॉय पीएफ है, वो यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करके आप जब भी सेव करोगे तो उसका यहाँ से अलाउंस उसको असाइन हो गया है। जैसे कि यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय पीएफ आ गया है, कंपनी पीएफ आ गया है। असाइन करने के बाद हम सैलरी प्रोसेस करेंगे उसकी। सैलरी प्रोसेस हो जाए हम यहाँ से सैलरी में जाके ऐड करके सितंबर मंथ की हम सैलरी प्रोसेस करेंगे उसकी। हमने जिस ब्रांच में सेटिंग किया है मैं उसकी ब्रांच का सैलरी प्रोसेस करूंगा। यहाँ से मैं सैलरी प्रोसेस जब भी टिक मार्क करके सैलरी प्रोसेस करूंगा तब उसका सैलरी स्लिप में उसका एम्प्लॉय पीएफ डिडक्ट होगा। जैसे कि मैं सितंबर मंथ युवराज सी पंचाल यहाँ पे आप 12% जैसे 3350 उसको हमने फुल पीएफ पे टिक मार्क किया था एम्प्लॉय का। ठीक है, और यहाँ पे उसका बेसिक है 15,000। जैसे कि अभी रूल्स है गवर्नमेंट का बेसिक प्लस स्पेशल। जैसे कि मैं यहाँ पे मैंने बेसिक प्लस स्पेशल लिया है, तो हम क्या करेंगे स्पेशल अलाउंस में उसका इफेक्टिव करना है पीएफ में, तो अलाउंस मास्टर में उसका स्पेशल पे ये जो स्पेशल अलाउंस है उसमें इफेक्टिव इन अलाउंस में कंपनी पीएफ और एम्प्लॉय पीएफ उस पे टिक मार्क करोगे, यानी कि उस पे इस अलाउंस पे पीएफ कैलकुलेट होगा। यहाँ पे जो आप देख रहे हो उसका टोटल ग्रॉस बना है 35,850। ठीक है, उसका डिडक्ट हुआ है 3350। जैसे कि मैं बताता हूँ, उसका बेसिक सैलरी है 14,000 प्लस उसका स्पेशल अलाउंस है 13,917 इंटू 12%, यानी कि आता है 3350। ये हुआ ग्रॉस पे, बेसिक प्लस ग्रॉस। जैसे कि उसका बेसिक है 15,000 और ए एम्प्लॉय को फुल पीएफ पे टिक मार्क किया है।
उमंग, अगर अब कंपनी डिसाइड करती है कि हमें फुल पीएफ पे नहीं करना है, हमें अपर सीलिंग के मुताबिक करना है, तो इसी केस में वो चेंजेस करके थोड़ा दिखा दोगे? अभी जैसा हमने 3350 देखा है, तो हमें फुल पीएफ पे नहीं करना है।
ओके, जैसे कि
तो
हमें फुल पीएफ पे नहीं करना है, तो आप यहाँ से अनटिक करके अपडेट, और इंक्रीमेंट थ्रू कौन सी इफेक्टिव डेट से आपको करना है वो इंक्रीमेंट देके उसको असाइन करना पड़ेगा। फिर से कंपनी पीएफ और एम्प्लॉय पीएफ अलाउंस असाइन करना पड़ेगा। जैसे कि मैं एक बताता हूँ।
तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि आप जब मेथड चेंज कर रहे हो, कि लाइक फुल पीएफ पे कंपनी एक मेथड के हिसाब से डिडक्शन कर रही थी, फुल पीएफ की जगह अब कंपनी ने मेथड चेंज कर दिया है और कंपनी कह रही है कि हम अपर सीलिंग के मुताबिक जाएंगे फ्रॉम 1 सितंबर 2020। तो 1 सितंबर 2020 का एक हमें इंक्रीमेंट की एंट्री करनी होगी। अगर 1 अक्टूबर है तो 1 अक्टूबर, 1 सितंबर है तो 1 सितंबर।
हाँ, हम जो
तो वो
फिर यहाँ
एक
से
इंक्रीमेंट एंट्री करनी होगी जो मेंशन करेगा कि हाँ, कि अब हमारा जो कैलकुलेशन का मेथड है वो हमने चेंज कर दिया।
वो यहाँ से इंक्रीमेंट में जाके ऐड करके यहाँ से इफेक्टिव डेट, कौन सी इफेक्टिव डेट से उसको फुल पीएफ नहीं रखना है। जैसे कि मैंने 7504 युवराज सिंह पंचाल को मैं इंक्रीमेंट देता हूँ इफेक्टिव डेट से, जैसे कि 1 अक्टूबर से। उसको मैं यहाँ पे रीजन सिलेक्ट करता हूँ इंक्रीमेंट। ओके, फिर मैं अदर में आके यहाँ पे फुल पीएफ पे जो टिक मार्क किया था उसमें, तो मैं यहाँ से अनटिक करके सेव फिनिश एंड सैलरी स्ट्रक्चर में एम्प्लॉयर पीएफ एंड कंपनी पीएफ अनटिक करके फिर से असाइन करूंगा। बाद में हम सैलरी प्रोसेस करते हैं अक्टूबर मंथ की। यहाँ से युवराज सिंह पंचाल मैंने एम्प्लॉय सिलेक्ट कर दिया है, टिक मार्क करके मैं सैलरी प्रोसेस कर रहा हूँ। सैलरी हो जाने के बाद सैलरी प्रोसेस हो जाने के बाद मैं फिर से अक्टूबर मंथ की सैलरी स्लिप ओपन कर रहा हूँ। यहाँ से अक्टूबर मंथ फाइंड एम्प्लॉय सिलेक्ट किया और मैंने प्रीव्यू किया। तो उसका पेड डेज 7 हो रहा है, उसका 7 डेज के हिसाब से उसका 810 हो रहा है डिडक्ट एम्प्लॉयर पीएफ का। और आपको फुल सैलरी देनी है, तो मैं फुल मंथ की प्रेजेंट करके उसको मैं सैलरी प्रोसेस दोबारा करता हूँ। यहाँ से मैं ब्रांच सिलेक्ट करता हूँ, कौन सी ब्रांच का बंदा है। अक्टूबर मंथ, यहाँ से मैं एम्प्लॉय सिलेक्ट करता हूँ। पंचाल, उसको मैं फुल दिन की सैलरी प्रोसेस करता हूँ। सैलरी प्रोसेस हो जाने के बाद मैं यहाँ से एम्प्लॉय को सैलरी स्लिप ओपन करता हूँ, यहाँ से 1800 आ गया, उसको फुल पीएफ मैंने अनटिक करके, ठीक है आरके सर?
यस उमंग, परफेक्ट। तो काफी आसानी से हम चीजों के सिस्टम्स अगर चेंज भी होते हैं तो ये सेटिंग्स को काफी आसानी से इसमें हम चेंज कर सकते हैं। फाइन उमंग, मीनवाइल मैं चलन दिखाता हूं, तब तक मैं चाहता हूं कि तुम जो एंट्रीज हमने की हुई है एडमिन चार्जेस, CDLI चार्जेस और एडमिन चार्जेस, उसको 0.5% कर देना। अगर कुछ अलग है तो कर देना, अदरवाइज इट्स परफेक्टली
ठीक, ओके।
तो सुनिए, यहाँ से मैं कंटिन्यू करना चाहूंगा, तो मेरा स्क्रीन एक बार एक्सेस देना होगा। सुनिए, I hope my screen is visible. Sonia?
Yes sir, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Now what comes is PF challan. Once you prepare the entire salary, you generate the salaries, it's time to prepare the challan. Okay. Now how the challan is prepared? This is an overview. Okay. So I had shared with you one example of 20,000, like we are deducting PF on 20,000 rupees. So what happens? The government has given account numbers for each and every account. Employees EPF account, employees PF account is called account 1. It is termed as account 1. PF admin charges, it is termed as account number 2. Employee pension is termed as account number 10. EDLI is termed as account 21, and EDLI charges is termed as account 22. Okay. So what we discussed, that how the whatever the deductions are done in terms of PF from the employee side and employer's side, how they are being placed, it is shown over here. Admin charges. So admin charges, the 100 rupees will go over here in account 2, and account 2100 will come over here. So total admin charges is 200. Employer share. Now employer share of 2400. So we saw that 1250, which is the maximum limit for pension, it came under the pension head 1250, and the balance 1150, it goes into employee PF account. And employees share of 2400, it entirely comes into employee PF account as 2400. So when we make the total, it is 3550 under account number 1, 100 rupees under account number 2, 1250 account number 10, EDLI account 21, 100 rupees, account 22 EDLI charges is nil. See, since last year the EDLI charges has been waived off. Okay, so that's the reason it is coming as 0. EDLI charges is 0. So this is how the entire amount of 5,000 is bifurcated. So this bifurcation I am showing of when the PF is deducted on actual gross. If PF is deducted on fixed upper limit, format will be same, the only change will be of the amounts. So now the admin charges is of 75 for PF admin charges, and EDLI 75, total 150. Employer share pension 1250, the upper limit, and the difference of 1800 and 1250 is 550, that came into EPF account. And employee share of entire 1800 came into EPF account. So the total is 2350 under EPF account. PF admin charge is 75, pension account 1250, and EDLI of 75. So the total comes to 3750. This how you can prepare the entire PF challan. So Umang, I would request you to show this PF challan in this software. Sonia, you have to give the rights to Umang. So Umang, you can show the last case what we had saw of Yuvraj, na? For Yuvraj 15,000. You can show that 15,000 upper limit for that one particular employee.
Okay.
So that 15,000, this 15,000 in the example will get matched.
हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर पे पीएफ चला यहाँ से ऐड सेलेक्ट करना है कौन सी ब्रांच का हमको पी हम करते हैं सितंबर मंथ 2020 हमने जो 7504 यूरासी 54 का जो था उसकी ब्रांच का हम जनरेट कर रहे हैं चलन जैसे कि वो था गोधरा ब्रांच में यहाँ से कौन सी डेट आप पेमेंट कर रहे हो कौन सी बैंक का नाम कौन सी बैंक का जैसे कि मैं लिखता हूँ HDFC बैंक पे उसका एम्प्लॉयर शेयर कंट्रीब्यूशन अकाउंट नंबर 1 में कितना है आएगा अकाउंट यहाँ पे एडमिन चार्ज कितना लगेगा वो यहाँ पे टोटल और कितनी अमाउंट है यहाँ पे जब भी मैं सेव करूंगा तब उसको यहाँ से रिपोर्ट में पीओ पीएफ जैसे कि यहाँ पे आपको टोटल नंबर पीएफ ईडी आप यहाँ से भी परसेंटेज कितना रहेगा, टोटल वेजेस ड्यू कितना है, फिर कितना अमाउंट पे करना है, वो यहाँ से आके यहाँ से आपका टोटल यहाँ पे आपको शो होगा। फिर यहाँ से मैं करता हूँ सितंबर मंथ का पीएफ स्टेटमेंट रिपोर्ट। यहाँ पे मैं ब्रांच सिलेक्ट करता हूँ गोधरा। यहाँ पे फाइंड
Hello, Umang. I think there might be some challenge with the network. So, Sonia, what I would request is give me the charge so that I can take it forward. Okay, so meanwhile, let Umang again re-establish his network part.
So sorry guys, there was some issue. Oh my, continue now.
Okay, मैं फाइन जैसे कि मैं 7504 यूरासी पंचाल का एक ही एम्प्लॉय का निकालता हूँ और मैं एक्सपोर्ट करता हूँ। विजिबल है ना मेरे?
हाँ विजिबल है।
ओके
Actually, sir, I think there is some internet issue from my. Okay, it's done. If there is any kind of internet lag, you can continue with your session also.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly okay. So fine. What I would request, Sona, is if you can share my screen, then I can continue. I hope my screen is visible.
यस
Okay, fine. So this is what we were discussing about PF till now. Now what comes is ESI. ESI is Employee State Insurance. So as I told you, it's basically ESI is basically a healthcare benefit. Okay. So what we will be covering in ESI is applicability, contribution, gross wages, conditions, ESI eligibility and deductions. So this is one of the very important thing and examples. Okay. Coming to applicability. Now what applicability is there? That an organization where 10 or more employees whose gross salary is less than or equal to 21,000, for them the ESI becomes applicable. So if there are 10 or more employees whose gross salary is less than 21,000, ESI becomes applicable. Any employees whose ESI whose gross salary is beyond 21,000, he will not get covered under ESI. Coming to contribution, employees contribution will be 0.75% on gross wages and employers share will be 3.25% on gross wages. So total 4% on gross wages. Okay. Now what is the definition of gross wages? Under ESI, gross wages is comprised of basic, DA, VDA, HRA, special allowance, conveyance, overtime, incentive, or you can say all type of monthly allowance. Any allowance which is paid as a fixed allowance on monthly basis every month, that will be considered as a part of gross wages, except for washing allowance, meal reimbursements or any kind of reimbursements, they will never consider under gross wages definition. Okay. Now ESI eligibility and deduction. Okay. Now this a very important thing, that is when it comes for ESI eligibility.
Arke sir, sorry, I'm
Yes.
interrupting you. Before just
Okay.
starting this new topic, ESIC, can I take a poll?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So all the attendees can view the poll on their screens, and I request all of them to please answer this poll. How are you finding the session till now? Still, we have 30 seconds left. Those who have not attended this poll, I'm requesting all the attendees to please attend this poll. I'm receiving still few of the people are not answering this poll. I'm requesting all people, please answer this poll. Still 6 seconds left. Oh. Still collecting the responses. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for the response. And let me just show all the attendees that what is the result of this poll. So 77% people said that this section was very useful. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing your input. Alka sir, now you can continue.
Okay, sure, Sonia. So before I really continue, I really would like to give thanks to all the participants that since you people really like the inputs of this session. Thanks for your feedback. Fine. So now coming to ESI eligibility and deduction. Okay. When it comes for the ESI eligibility, whether the employee will be considered under ESI or not, it will be considered that which are the fixed allowances the employees will be paid on monthly basis, like basic, DA, okay, then HRA, conveyance, medical, special allowance, other allowance. So these are the allowances. If all these kind of allowances which are being paid without any kind of on the fixed basis to all the employees, then they will be considered for for the calculation of gross wages. Okay, but when it comes for the actual ESI deduction, okay, so ESI deduction happens with whatever the salary is being paid during that month. For an instance, if an employee is getting basic, HRA, conveyance, medical, and then washing allowance plus special allowance. So except washing allowance, all rest 5 components will be considered as a part of gross salary. If that gross salary is less than 21,000, he will get covered under ESI. But when we are actually calculating the ESI on monthly basis, let's say that particular employee has received basic, HRA, conveyance, medical, special allowance, washing allowance, and incentive, or let's say overtime. Then even on that incentive and overtime also, ESI will get deducted. So whatever the payments are done during that month, whether that is a part of gross salary or not, irrespective of that, ESI will be deducted on that particular allowances. Example. So I'm repeating the same example. Let's say gross salary of an employee is 18,000 as every month. His employees contribution for 18,000, that is 0.75% of 18,000 will be 135 rupees, and employer's share is 3.25%, which comes to 585. Okay, so total is 4%, and 4% works out to be 720 rupees. But when it comes for the actual deduction, let's say the gross salary, okay, including overtime for that particular month, instead of 18,000, that employee got 22,000. Then ESI will be calculated on 22,000. So the employee share of ESI will be 165 and employer share will be 715. Total 4%. So 4% of 22,000 will be 880 rupees. So the bifurcation of 880 will be 165 and 715. So do remember this thing, that when it comes for eligibility, only those components will be considered which are paid on monthly basis. But when it comes for actual deductions, even if the component is not paid on monthly basis, that component will be taken for considering ESI deduction. However, components like bonus is paid during Diwali. Normally it is paid during Diwali. So bonus on Diwali is not deducted. But bonus on ESI on bonus is not deducted, but ESI on overtime will be definitely deducted. So the conditions. Now there is one important condition what it has been mentioned in ESI is that as we said, an employee will be covered under ESI till his gross salary is 21,000. But if his gross salary increases from 21,000, he will come out of ESI coverage limit. But his coverage, like he will come out of ESI coverage limit only in the months of April and October. Okay, that is for an example. If an employee's gross salary increases from 20,000 to 25,000, and this increment he got in the month of May, okay, then his ESI deduction will continue till month of September. Why? Because an employee will come out of ESI only in the month of April and October. If his increment would have been done in April, then his ESI deduction would have been stopped from April itself only. Since his increment has been declared in May, his ESI deduction will continue till the end of May month, and moreover his ESI will get deducted on 25,000, not on 20,000 or 21,000. Not on the upper limit of 21,000, it will get deducted on 25,000. And from October, the employee will come out of the ESI coverage. But till September, his ESI will continue to get deducted as per 25,000. And in case if he receives more gross salary in terms of incentives or additional bonus or achievement bonus, achievement bonus or variable pay or overtime, then deduction, ESI deduction will happen even on those components also. So now I would request Umang to show these details in the software.
Sure, sir.
Ankit sir, meanwhile, as Umang is showing the screen, can we take one question?
Sure. Let's continue with the questions because ESI we are almost through. Nothing has left.
Yeah. So one question is there: is statutory bonus covered under ESIC is paid on monthly basis?
Sorry, statutory bonus covered under.
ESIC
See,
is paid on
well,
monthly.
friends, let me tell you, I'm sharing one of my experience. If anyone is paying bonus on monthly basis, okay, the best part is take a written confirmation from ESI authorities whether we should deduct ESI or not. Because my experience is one of the officers said, okay, no, ESI will not get deducted. Whereas another officer came and said, okay, no, ESI needs to be deducted. So we took a written, like we had go to ESI to give a clarification, and they gave a clarification saying that since bonus is paid regularly on monthly basis, ESI needs to be deducted on bonus. Yes, Sonia, if there is any other question.
As of now, Akhi sir, right now, this was the question.
Okay, fine, good.
Just give me a second, sir.
Okay.
सर स्क्रीन विजिबल हो रहा है मेरी? आके सर
हाँ उमंग, विजिबल है.
ओके, जैसे कि सर ने बताया, हमने में बताया पीएफ, ऐसा ही ईएसआईसी है. आप यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करोगे, फिर यहाँ पे मेनू आएगा, यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करके, जैसे कि ईएसआईसी अपर लिमिट अभी 21,000, आप यहाँ पे टिक मार्क 21,000 यहाँ पे अमाउंट लिखना पड़ेगा, उसकी लिमिट लिखना पड़ेगा. फिर एम्प्लॉय शेयर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन कितना है, अभी ये 3.75, जो भी गवर्नमेंट हिसाब से जो भी आता है वो आप यहाँ से आपके यहाँ से चेंज कर सकते हो. आप इफेक्ट ओटी अमाउंट पे करना है ईएसआईसी, तो आप यहाँ पे टिक मार्क करके सेव फिनिश कर सकते हो. वैसे ही सेम हमने जो पीएफ का अलाउंस बनाया था, वैसे ही हम ईएसआईसी का अलाउंस बनाना पड़ता है. यहाँ पे कंपनी ईएसआईसी, जो अलाउंस को देना है वो अलाउंस पे टिक मार्क, जो ग्रेड पे देना है वो ग्रेड पे टिक मार्क, उसका परसेंटेज 3.75. एक कंपनी ईएसआईसी, वैसे ही कंपनी पीएफ था वैसे ही कंपनी ईएसआईसी, उसको नॉट डिपेंड ऑन सैलरी पे टिक मार्क करना पड़ेगा. अपडेट मींस सेव, फिर बाद में आता है ईएसआईसी, एम्प्लॉय का ईएसआईसी, उस पे है 0.75%. उसको मोड सेटिंग में एक्टिव पे रखना है और नॉन डिपेंडेंट सैलरी पे अनटिक रखना है. फिर यहाँ से एम्प्लॉय में जाके वो एम्प्लॉय को असाइन करना पड़ेगा ईएसआईसी. जैसे कि मैं यहाँ से एक एम्प्लॉय को असाइन करता हूँ ईएसआईसी, एम्प्लॉय मास्टर.
Anki sir, I think the screen is loading. Can I take one question from audience?
Yeah, sure.
So the attendee is asking that as per statutory, can we decrease the basic salary?
Sorry, can you come again, please?
As per the statutory, can we decrease the basic salary?
See, normally it is advisable not to like the basic salary should not be decreased. That is an advisable thing. But however, if you revise the terms of employment, just ensure that you give an entire revised emolument sheet to your employee and you decrease it. But normally we suggest don't do such kind of. If you want, you reduce another components, but don't touch the basic salary. That is not advisable.
I think we made it clear to our attendees. Okay, come on, continue.
Okay, madam. मैं यहाँ से उसका ग्रेड चेंज कर देता हूँ, तो ESIC के लिमिट में आते हैं वो।
Okay, sir, I'm taking one more question from attendees. So, okay, sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, Sonia.
Okay, I'm taking one question. So the
Please
question
go ahead.
is, as per statutory, can we change from full PF to normal PF ceiling limit?
Sorry, as per statutory.
Can we change from full PF to normal PF ceiling limit?
Yeah, it can be done.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
फिर यहाँ से हम ESIC, कंपनी ESIC और एम्प्लॉय ESIC अलाउंस पे टिक मार्क करेंगे। यहाँ से हम एम्प्लॉय को ESIC का अलाउंस असाइन करेंगे। अलाउंस असाइन हो जाने के बाद मैं यहाँ से सैलरी प्रोसेस करूंगा 7505 एम्प्लॉय की एड दिलीप पंचाल को मैं उसको 30 दिन की सैलरी प्रोसेस करता हूँ। रिपोर्ट में जाके यहाँ से सैलरी स्लिप यहाँ शॉर्ट टर्म 7505 दिलीप पंचाल एम्प्लॉय को सिलेक्ट करके मैं फाइंड करता हूँ। फिर सिलेक्ट प्रीव्यू यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय का ESIC कंट्रीब्यूशन से 93 डिडक्ट होगा, उसको ग्रॉस पे 12,300 इंटू 0.5 यहाँ पे उसका अपर लिमिट में 93 लेके आता है। ऐसे ही रिपोर्ट में यहाँ से ESIC में ESIC स्टेटमेंट यहाँ से मैं उसका ब्रांच सिलेक्ट करता हूँ गोधरा। व्यू सेव करके ओपन करो। आपको यहाँ पे उसका ESIC नंबर, उसका कितना प्रेजेंट डे है, सैलरी वेजेस कितना था, एम्प्लॉय का कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है, कंपनी का कितना है, टोटल मिला के कितना है, वो आप यहाँ पे शो करेगा। फिर यहाँ से ऑनलाइन एक्सेल में सिलेक्ट करके व्यू करूँगा तो आप उसकी गवर्नमेंट की जो साइट है आप यहाँ से डाउनलोड करके उस पे डायरेक्टली एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हो। जैसे कि यहाँ से मैं एक्सेल में निकालता हूँ, यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करके आप उस पे गवर्नमेंट की साइट पे इंपोर्ट कर सकते हो। उसको अपलोड कर सकते हो। यहाँ से उसका नंबर ऑफ डेट कितना है, टोटल वेजेस कितना है, नाम कितना है, उसका प्रेजेंट डे कितना है, उसका ग्रॉस कितना है।
Aarti sir, I'm just taking the last question of this session.
Okay.
So the question is from Mr. Karan Patel, and he is asking that if employee gross wage is 20,000 and PF wages is 15,000, but he was absent 2 days in a month, so how to calculate contribution?
See, let me tell you, whatever the salary, first of all, you have to see whether the deduction is being done as per the upper ceiling limit. If it is done as per upper ceiling limit, whatever the basic gets calculated as per his attendance, based on that basic, 12% needs to be deducted. Okay. Now, if you are going with a option of upper ceiling, then 15,000 will be the threshold limit. The ceiling amount will be 15,000. So if your basic is basic, or let's say PF wage itself, if the PF wage itself is 15,000, then there is no need to ask what all components will be covered or not covered. Why? Because the PF wage is 15,000 and the company has opted the option of ceiling amount. So everything will be deducted as per the 15,000. But if the company is deducting as per the actual gross, then what happens? You need to see how what is the actual basic will be payable to the employer, and accordingly 12% will be calculated. If a person's salary, let's say gross salary, PF wage is 30,000, he is absent for 10 days and his PF gross wage is 20,000. So as per actual gross, his basic will be calculated as per 20,000 only. Why? Because he was present only for 20 days. So for 20 days, his basic calculation will be 20,000, and as per 20,000, 12% bonus, PF will be paid. I hope it's clear to Karan.
Yes, definitely. And Karan, very sorry, I was not taking your question in mid, but thank you so much for asking the question.
Okay. So
I'm taking
are
one
we?
more question. Sorry, Akisar, I'm just taking one more question from audience.
Okay.
So the attendee is asking, like, my company is offering me 20,000 CTC, and
Okay.
it gets increased from 20,000 to 30,000 in the month of July. So he
Okay.
wants guidance how to adjust employer ESIC part in salary calculation.
How to adjust? See, if it is already, if the employee is going out from 20,000 to 30,000, okay. So from the increment perspective, the employee will not be a part of ESI calculation. Okay. The only thing is for up to September, the ESI will get calculated and will be deducted also. Okay. So since the ESI is going to get deducted, you make a letter saying that up to September, this will be the structure. From July to September, this is the structure, and from October onwards, this will be the new structure. You prepare two separate structures. That's what I would recommend.
Okay. We might have cleared the concerns of attendees. So, Arke sir, is there anything left with the presentation, or we should conclude
No,
this session?
I am through. I'm through with the presentation.
Okay. Omang ji, did you have something to show the to audience, or should we conclude the session? Okay. Thank you so much, Aarti, and thank you so much, Umang, for taking your time out and sharing such a valuable information with all the attendees. I hope every attendee has taken some kind of valuable information from this webinar. Thank you so much, attendees, for joining this session. Hope you like this session, and post this session, please fill up the survey that will be shared on your email IDs, and we will share the next session update on your WhatsApp numbers and email IDs. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much, panelists, both the panelists, Akis sir and Omang ji.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Umang, for your support, and thank you, participants, for your time and for your patience as well. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.